What's up everyone? Today is a big day because we are unveiling the Phaze AI, which is probably one of the most anticipated releases that we've had in a long time. And we brought in the best candidate we could think of, Verity Crawley, because the Phaze 2 is her favorite ball. I heard her say it herself of all time. So we're gonna get her lined up with Phaze 2, get her lined up with Phaze AI, and talk about some of the key features between the two. So we're gonna talk about the cover, the core, and then the finish. Three big differences, but I think you might like it. So
let's go get lined up.
Let's go get lined up. So where are you standing? Where are you looking? Tell me all the goods.
I am going to stand on 24. Now I do drift, so I'm going to drift around 4 boards to the left.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at 17.
All right. That looked really good.
No wonder why it's my favorite.
Yeah. So the Phaze AI, same material, it's still TX-16, which is what we've used on the Phaze, the original Phaze 2 for years now. But this is its pearl form. So a little bit cleaner. Definitely mica in all 3 colors, so it's a full pearl ball. Like I said, same material, but different surface finish also. So let's get you standing in the same place with that one and see what it does.
Sounds good. On that one from the last shot because of how it went through the pins, how responsive I felt like it was down lane. So I thought if I stayed in the same spot, I was probably going to 4-pin, so I moved.
Now that the pattern is starting to break down, I think you're going to start to see the difference in what the AI core with the velocity does with the velocity without the AI core. So it drops the RG about a point and raises the diff a couple more points. You're into the techie stuff, so what does that, you tell me, what does that mean? If the RG goes down and the diff goes up, what kind of shape is that going to give you?
It's going to be more down
more
lane,
yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, earlier and more.
Yeah.
So I think that's the shape change that you saw down lane. So the move happened, which is good.
Yep.
Now throw the Phaze 2 without the AI core in the same spot as the move that you just did, and let's see what it does.
Yeah, I'm curious because definitely it gets to a point where the Phaze 2 it gets to a limit, right? I can only move so far left with it until it is too early. So in my mind, that's where the shiny version should be the most beneficial time.
Logical. Let's see what it does.
It still strikes, but to me, I feel like it's starting to look a little lazy down lane.
I see that too.
Getting to the point where I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more pop.
Yeah, and those bigger balls with more surface, and especially the solids, they kind of bog down the more left you go. Yeah. So going to something that retains a little bit more energy, Phaze AI will. The AI core, numbers-wise, like I said, dropped a point in RG and went up 2 points in diff. So now it's 247 and 053 diff. So that's a lot of flare. It's one of the bigger symmetric pieces, big balls that we have in the symmetric lineup. So yeah, let's throw that one again. And let's see if we can get it to maybe shape at the right time so it retains that energy at the pins to go through the pins the right way.
Let's see it. like it has that pop like I was talking about, right? To where it's just a little bit more responsive. And I do think the flare is going to allow me to get further left, as well as the surface. Obviously, the surface on phase 2 is going to make it feel a lot earlier and get to a point where I have to change ball.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you can be in the same zone. So if you like the phase 2, the Phaze AI is the logical choice to go to, because it allows you to stay in the same area and still throw kind of the same shot with a different type of shape and motion through the pin. So that's a good thing to see. Okay, so the third key difference is the finish, power edge. Phaze AI is the first ball it's ever been used on. So the phase 2, 3000 grit. Let's throw that. You saw that it was starting to creep in a little high.
Yeah, I went through the face the last time that I threw it, and normally when I 3.6 or 3.610, I move 4 to the left. So I'm going to make that move and see how it looks.
Okay, great. Now that the pattern is really starting to open up, you're starting to see, I'm starting to see, I think you are too, more difference between the two balls. Like they're getting further apart in terms of the reaction. Like the lane has reached its spark point. Phase 2 is just coming in too high. I wasn't even making good shots, but now the Phaze AI with the finish is helping, do you think?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the polish makes a difference, right? It gets through it a lot easier, and it's now a little bit more responsive down lane, where the phase 2 was starting to give up or start to be too early.
Right. I like that term responsive, because one of the key differences in the power edge versus something like the reactive gloss is the type of abrasive that's used in it itself. So all the abrasives that we used before was like a diminishing type of single large abrasive that would have to break itself down over time. So now the abrasive in the power edge is an agglomerate type of abrasive. So imagine like a cluster of grapes that are all fused together. So that cuts down the grit without cutting it down too much, and then it polishes it a lot quicker. So you're preserving the underlying grit that you create with the rougher textures when you go through the resurfacing process, essentially. So I think that's the responsiveness that you're seeing down lane, how much it digs. You said it's still quite early for being as shiny as it is.
Well, that's what surprises me the most. Like, it still grabs the lane so much, which on fresh is where I feel it so close to the phase 2. I feel like they both grab the lane, but one's shiny and one's got surface.
Right. Let's throw out with some more and see how it goes through the pins compared to that 3000 phase 2.
We don't need to do the things we don't want to do.
Better, right? Obviously I love the phase 2, so I'm not going to say that it's bad by any means, but I do think the phase 2 has a window of use. It gets to a point where it gives up. That's where I think I would see myself throwing the Phaze AI, or if I was on a higher friction lane surface, then I think I would actually start with it on fresh, because I wouldn't need the earliness of the phase 2.
Right, that makes sense, that makes sense.
I hope you enjoyed seeing the difference between my favorite bowling ball, the phase 2, and what may become the new favorite bowling ball, the Phaze AI. I feel like they are similar, but there are certain characteristics and differences that I personally really like.
Yeah, I learned something. I hope you learned something. Go to the Phaze AI webpage right here and go check yours out today. It's your Storm VIP Pro Shop.
You can also follow Storm on all social media to see behind the scenes clips and more about the Phaze AI. Bowl up a storm.
She says it way better. I like her accent better than mine. Bowl up a storm.